Here he is. Oh, can you hold a couple of seconds? And then I'm sticking here. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Stogie 411. We are live here on episode number 4, the B&M and Blogger Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're trying something a little different tonight. We're doing during the week a night show. Where we're bringing in some bloggers, B&Ms, and trying to mix it up a little bit. As always, host, you're probably hearing noise right now because Ed is still open, and as you can tell, our guests today are Ed from St. Pete Cigars and Tom from TomCigars.com. So let's get the show rolling. Ed's always
Hey Tom, can you turn the audio or the mic off?
You're gonna need to turn your audio down, buddy. There you go. How's it going, Mike?
Wow. Yeah, pretty good. How'd everybody like that new intro? It's pretty sweet, wasn't it? Mr. Matt Maruna supplied that.
Yeah, it was an awesome intro. Awesome. I hope everybody liked it. Sorry for all the noise. We knew this show was going to be a wild ride. So, well, we got Tom sitting here. Ed's busy making money. We can't knock him for making money. So, Tom, how's it going, brother?
It's all good, man. There's a sensor that's going off right now, as you can hear. And that means Ed's making money. That is the sound of money.
Exactly.
But is the audio all right otherwise?
Yeah, the audio sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I just want to cut back the feedback. I don't know if you hear it, but we're hearing ourselves talk.
Yeah, definitely have to turn the speakers down a little bit there.
I have turned it down, but Ed should be back in a couple moments. But anyway, I'm hanging out here by myself.
Well, why don't we get into this, Tom? While we're waiting on Ed, why don't you tell the people a little bit about how you got into this famous world of cigar blogging, and tell me a bit about your site.
The famous world. I got a better idea. How about if I turn that buzzer off first?
Okay, or rip it off the wall, either one.
It's right next to me. Hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Live show.
The show has gone awry.
We've lost everybody.
Goodbye. All right. So anyway.
All right.
Answer your question. You want the quick version?
Listen, we got an hour show, so take whatever version you want.
Well, I got to give props to the original blog, in my opinion, which is StogieReview.com. Jerry and Walt. Watched those guys basically when I started smoking cigars, and watching their videos, you could smoke cigars along with the video and kind of figure out your own palate. So I kind of not worship them, but you know what I mean. They kind of inspired me to start doing that. And I knew this cool tobacconist named Ed, who will be here in 2 seconds. And I figured he'd make a good reviewer. So it spawned spun the Ed and Tom reviews. Now, the original intent was for Ed to do solo reviews, like, like Walter, Jerry, or Mike, like what you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't having it. I have one take of Ed doing an intro by himself, and he was like, screw this, I'm not. He's like, you're going to have to be in the reviews or I'm not doing it. So I was like, all right, I guess I got to do it. So that's the only reason. Right. That's the only reason I'm here is because he made me.
That's right.
Otherwise, I would be in the background. You wouldn't even know who I am.
Who says we do know who you are?
Yeah, a couple hundred people, but
that's
all good. So it spawned Tom Cigars and the whole bit.
Cool. Hey Ed, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome, buddy. Anytime.
Yeah. You all done making money now? You can talk to the fine people in our chat now.
You good to go? Sure.
We good to go, yeah.
All right, just checking. Well, Ed, listen, Tom gave us a little insight. Why don't you give us a little insight in the people in the chat room, how you got started in the business, and a little bit about your place.
Well, I was in Germany for about 9 years, and then I moved here in 2004. And my brother's been in the business about 17 years out in Virginia. So he tried to push me to get into this business. He came down and visited me. We were looking all around for about a week, and we found nothing. So I decided to walk the beach. And the place that I am at now, we checked it out, but it wasn't for sale at the time. The little place that I had. Well, about 6 months later, I was looking through the newspaper on business opportunities, and there he was up for sale. So I checked him out on a Saturday, and I bought the place on Monday, which was June 1st, and that's been 6 years since then.
Awesome.
So the reason basically was my brother pushing me into the business.
Good. Awesome. Well, normally, what we like to do here, Tom probably already knows, but Ed, you seem to be new to Stogie 411. So what we're going to do is we got some questions. We're just going to banter back and forth. We're going to take some questions from our chat room. Hopefully they got some questions for you guys. And sit back. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to get into a few tough subjects that I know Tom's a little passionate about lately. So, Mike, why don't you go ahead and take it away with a few questions we got from a viewer.
All right. Yeah, John sent these in. First question. What is the most interesting reaction, positively and or negatively, that you have received from a cigar manufacturer or brand owner in reaction to one of your reviews of their cigar? I mean, have you had, the positive and negative aspects of doing the review? Have manufacturers really come out and hammered you for some of the stuff?
Not really. We did. Basically, he's saying all the reviews we've done.
Right.
We got positive feedback, negative.
Mostly positive.
Yeah, we've had a couple.
We had
a couple negatives.
Couple of negatives. One time with Camacho and.
Actually, to Camacho's defense, in the end, they were like, we know you didn't like our cigar, but we appreciate your opinion type of attitude. Another manufacturer, I can't remember the name, they were kind of like hurt. They acted like they were not offended, but like their feelings were hurt. And then I felt bad.
That's talking about the guy that came out with the new cigar and our opinion.
This was years ago.
Yeah. This was years ago.
Right. So it might be the same guy, but So it's been like hurt feelings to anger.
Mostly positive,
but 95% of it has been. We appreciate your honesty.
Actually, 99% of it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like 3 bad reviews, and we've got hurt feelings and maybe some damaged relationships. I don't know. I mean, Ed's a businessman, so I don't know how that would affect him. Whereas me, I don't care. I'm just an asshole on the internet.
No, it never hurt my business. So.
Well, that's good. So I didn't hurt your business.
No, you didn't. No. I think you helped.
I was always curious about that because it'd be like, because bad relationships in the cigar industry, that could be detrimental. I mean,
very few and far between.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everybody's like a family, basically.
Honesty is good.
Yeah.
So I guess in the end, 99% of the people appreciate your honest opinion as long as you're not just saying, "Oh, this sucks," I don't like it, and you don't have a good reason for saying it.
Right.
Like what you guys do. It's nothing.
Yeah, but this show isn't about us right now. We're talking about you.
Right.
But we all do the same thing.
This is all about you. All about
me.
We got a couple more questions in the chat room. It's actually it'll be the same question for both of you. Cigar Lifter and if I say your name wrong, I'm sorry. Porrigity? They both want to know how long you guys have been smoking cigars.
6 years.
So that's a newbie in the large scheme of things, and as am I. I've been maybe smoking 4 or 5 years at the most.
Yeah.
And
you started smoking about a year
after you opened, maybe?
After I opened, yeah.
And that's a small story.
What's the budget?
Chinese place down the street I used to go to. Takes 10 minutes to make your food, so I would always run down to this cigar shop with this Portuguese guy in there. And it eventually became like a second home. It's good, but that's the quick story on that. He got me hooked, basically.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet up?
Well, that's how it's. I met Ed waiting for Chinese food.
That's right. That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
So,
I would have never guessed.
Yeah. 10 minutes, there goes $100. It was all good. He treated his new customer, which was me, like I'd been there 1,000 times. So I would say, well, I like Chinese food. I like spicy food. And he'd be like, well, try this.
Yeah.
Do you like chocolate? Do you like sweet? Oh, hell yeah, I'm fat. Look, try this triple Maduro. That's chocolatey good,
That's right.
So that kind of spawned developing palate and all that stuff.
That's neat. What else?
Well, Tom, let's see. Oh, go ahead, Mike. You got one? Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to do the big one yet.
Yeah, we're not going to do the big one till later.
Oh, there's a big one?
Yeah. Oh, you'll wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. All right, he says he might be opening a can of worms, but what would you like to see changed going forward, if anything, as far as the cigar blogger community is concerned, or what do you think needs to be changed, if anything?
Do you have an opinion on that? In other words, like the people like me and Walt and Jerry and all that?
I think that's a good thing for the cigar business with the bloggers. I don't see nothing negative about that.
No. My opinion varies a little. I mean, obviously, there's more positives than negatives. I don't understand. I guess technically I'm a cigar blogger. I've been doing it for years.
Right.
So I don't understand how, people like me can be more uppity than people in the industry. You know what I mean? So I see a sense of people wanting to be in the industry really bad. So now Drew Estates is talking to me and this company's talking to me, and now I feel like I'm in the industry and I'm uppity about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a I'm better than you kind of thing. I've seen a little bit of that in the blogger community. Not a lot of it, but they're out there.
They are, definitely.
So I don't understand it. I mean, it's you're just
There's always going to be some.
Right, but that would be like, because I know you, I think I'm like I have some kind of big in with the industry, like I'm the man. It's absurd. I'm just a guy with a website.
That's true. That's true. We all are.
Ed's the man.
It's sad, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how can a blogger be uppity about their blog when the guy in the industry is humble? I mean, or even like John Hubert or any of those guys.
Yeah.
Right. Humble people.
Hey, Ed, Jersey J in the chat room wants to know what's the best-selling cigar and the worst-selling cigar in your shop.
Well,
we're going to put it on the line.
The worst one would probably be Castano cigars.
Okay.
For what?
And the best-selling cigar, I could go with a few, but right now, my father is one of them. Arturo Fuente, good selling cigars.
How are the Illusiones doing?
The Illusione is a great selling cigar at the moment. Christoph is another one. So, yeah, there's a few movers that I just started getting them, and with the exception of Arturo Fuente, and they move pretty well.
Now, along with that question, do you see that changing constantly in your shop?
I do, yeah, constantly changing. I used to sell a lot of Gurkha, for instance, and now they slowed down.
So inventory must be a pain to
keep
track of, so you don't overbuy.
Yeah,
as the market shifts.
Yeah, the buying is easy. You know, everything that I have, I know exactly what I have, and I order every day. I order cigars.
You don't order what you haven't tried.
Exactly.
So that's.
I only bring cigars in my shop that I do try. If I try them and I don't like them, and basically if I don't like them, that don't mean that other people don't like it, but I know it's not going to sell in my shop very much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to bring in stuff that I know my customers are going to buy. At least they're going to try them, because I'm going to make sure of that.
Yeah, it's just good business sense right there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Indeed. You push a good cigar, and that cigar is going to sell for a while anyway.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Agree.
And now we have another question here. Just what are you guys smoking?
What was I smoking? I put it out. What was it?
I don't know. I'm smoking a La Caviata Maduro, CAO.
Nice one.
He's smoking Top Cigars.
Okay.
Limited edition from Miami.
Edition Limitada. I just knocked it out. I'm going to probably go with my backup La Traviata here.
Yeah,
Maduro.
That's what I'm smoking.
I haven't lit it yet.
How'd you like that cigar?
It was good. It was
Too peppery?
No, the pepper was not. I like a pepper.
Yeah.
I like spices and peppers. So it was
That's
okay.
a good smoke.
Nothing amazing.
No.
But,
no.
I mean, nothing I haven't had before. I wouldn't say, wow,
Right.
you got to have it.
No.
Nothing like that.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, Walt's got a question for you. He says, off the top of your head, do you have any idea how many new customers have come into your shop after seeing one of your reviews?
Quite a few. I will say maybe totally in the last year, 10 to 15 people extra
Nice.
that came in because of the reviews. I had one today, as a matter of fact.
There you go. See that?
Yeah.
You're famous.
Yep, you're a star.
Yeah.
He's had people come from, which wasn't New York. It was up there.
Well, the FBI guy was from New York.
The guys who swarmed us and when
Yeah.
they came in, they mobbed me and all that.
Yeah,
Those
right.
guys. So that was a little awkward. But,
But we had others from other places that came in.
you had another guy that came from up north.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Tom, when you're reviewing a cigar, what's important to you when you're reviewing a cigar? Is it price? Is it complexity? Flavor? What are you looking for when you're spending your money on a cigar?
It might be a combination. I mean,
Flavor is important.
flavor is up there. I mean, it's up there. Price is in there somewhere too. It kind of just depends. I mean,
Right.
construction and flavor.
Right.
I don't mind tending to a cigar, if, like having to collect it or whatever, as long as it's compensating me in some other way. So, so probably flavor is up there. Construction is up there.
Okay. Same thing for you, Ed?
Construction, I don't mind it because I've had some cigars with a little bit tough construction, but the flavor was there, and so it's basically everything you said, but construction is not as important because if you got a cigar that tastes well and it's burning a little sideways for whatever reason,
That's okay.
That's okay for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, when I say construction, I mean like if really tight draw and even a poker doesn't help it, or the wrapper is starting to come on, like just stuff that you expect not to happen.
Right, exactly.
And every now and then you come across
Yeah,
it
that's
consistently there's some consistently bad cigars out there. Really.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always a tight draw. Always.
Oh, they burn
Always burn
through the middle or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Canoeing.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by construction.
Gotcha.
Now, I'll have one along with that question for both of you, actually. Now, for Ed, it's a little different. How many do you smoke before you decide to either not smoke anymore or bring them into your shop?
2 is enough. You know, I'll try one, and then if I didn't like it, I'll try it again. If I didn't like it, then it's not coming in.
Pretty much, I stole his template. I do the same thing.
Okay.
I cop out on that one. That's what I do, man.
That's what I do. All right. Hey, Ed, Cigar Lifter wants to know, is the Epernay a big seller?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just put in about 2-3 months back, and the Epernay is a big seller. I'm reordering all the time, so yes.
Now, is the Limon size your popular size, or is all of them?
Pretty much all of them. Pretty much, but the Limon is pretty popular. Yeah.
Sure. Jersey J has a question. He's asking, Ed, is there a brand that you're actively trying to bring into your store that you just haven't been able to get yet?
Not at the moment. Everything I tried so far, it tastes either like cardboard or they don't taste well at all.
You're not saying, hey, let me carry your stuff.
No.
Like in the old days with the old.
No, I had a few here in the last month and a half, 2 months, and I didn't bring none of them in for that reason.
We've been getting some colorful descriptions lately on this show about taste. We had cardboard on this today, and the last show with John Huber, we had gunmetal.
Yep, gunmetal.
I don't know what the hell you guys are eating.
Never had a gun in my mouth. I have it in my pocket all the time. But.
Oh, that's too funny. Hey, Ed, what are some of the issues you face with today with all the taxes? I mean, I know in Florida it's a lot different than it is here in New York State. I mean, we're one of the highest state with tobacco tax, but does it affect you any? I mean, what are you seeing with this new taxes?
It affects here when Obama up the 40 cents per cigar. But this year, up about, so I have no complaints.
Okay.
That's right. Cool. I figured it would. And so,
yeah, that's funny that you mentioned expansion, because that kind of rolls me into my next question. I was going to give it to you, Ed. How important do you think it is for B&M to have a smoking lounge?
It helps quite a bit, and it's a lot more fun also. The customers come in and they sit down, relax, enjoy it. Yeah, it's a big difference.
And now, before you had all this, all you had was Home Depot, plastic chair and table.
Right.
And you drew the crowds in, man.
Right.
So I think if you got a good tobacconist, you know, no matter what your setup is, they're going to flock to you, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is just icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're an arrogant jerk, doesn't matter what you have. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to come to your shop.
Right.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah.
Okay, I want to throw something in here quick just for everybody watching. We're having like major thunderstorm warnings here and everything else, so yeah, I noticed the feed went a little wacky there for a little bit. Hopefully it'll stay pretty consistent here throughout, but I keep looking outside and keep hearing thunder and everything else, so just hopefully
it is a live show.
Yeah, it's live, so hopefully we'll stay with you guys.
Yeah. If it does go off, guys, that'll just be the end of the show. We won't try to bring it back. We'll have Ed and Tom on another date, but hopefully we'll be all right. We got about another half an hour into our show to go, and we should be okay.
Actually, it's your question. How long have I been growing my hair? What kind of questions? What the hell?
What kind of
chat room is this?
It sounds like an episode of TomCigars.com. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, what the hell?
Walt had a question. It just went away, but I'm pretty sure I remember it. Ed, Walt wants to know, what's the craziest shoplifting story you have? I think I know, but
you don't know. Yeah,
it just happened 2 months ago. And,
so what happened? Yeah.
What happened? We got into a scuffle outside. I caught him with 3 cigars in his back pocket. So we got in a little scuffle out there, and I ended up punching him about 4 different times. He ended up catching me by luck with a bystander standing between us. He caught me from the top with 2 shots.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up doing 30 days, and now he's finally out of jail. First they charged him with strong arm robbery, and then they dropped the charges to something else, and then they dropped the charges to a misdemeanor, and then he's out. But he did 30 days in the hand, so I hope you learn a lesson.
Don't mess with that.
That's it, period.
He's lucky he didn't get shot.
That was with a bad hand, but my hand is fine now. It's been operated on, and
lucky he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
You could have shot him and you could have got away with it.
Yeah, good.
So, all right, Jersey J has a question.
For him in danger, but it still would have been
good.
Jersey J has a question for Ed. If you had to do it all over again, would you still open up a cigar shop?
Yes, I would. And a heartbeat. Absolutely. I met some of the best people of my life. They became some of the big friends. And, we have a great crowd that comes in here, and it just lights up my day. As soon as I see my friends, it lights up my day. Yeah.
Now, would you change location or anything, or would you leave it the same place?
No, never. Same place. Yep. I love it here. Especially now, since we moved in since November to the new place. Awesome. We have a cigar shop, we have a cigar lounge, and we have a golf course in the back room.
Nice.
Off the chain.
Unreal. Well, listen, we're definitely having some audio issues. I can hear it in my headset. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but before we go much farther, Tom, I really want to get into this now. Without mentioning names, because we don't have people on here to give their side of the story. About a week ago, you ruffled some feathers on Twitter regarding the new IPCPR application for bloggers. Why don't you go into that a little bit and explain to the people who may not have heard it what the requirements, some of the requirements were, and what your feelings on that were, without mentioning names.
I should have had the form handy if I was prepared.
Right.
But the one that annoyed me was, it's like a $150 application fee.
Right.
To get a media membership, or some, they call it. So in other words, you have your tobacconist membership or retailer. Now they have a new membership for people like me.
Right.
And it's $150 to apply. And what kind of got on my nerves was they wanted your traffic stats for your site, but it says, well, we really don't use it to determine your eligibility, but you know what? I mean, why are you asking them? So stuff like that. And then what happens to my $150 if I don't qualify? Stuff like that. Now, I was told, well, it's, they're not going to keep your money.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, where does it say that on the application? I don't believe it.
Right.
That's money.
Right.
So it just seemed kind of rinky-dink and
right.
Unprofessional. I don't know. It just seemed unprepared and half-cocked. It was an attempt to keep out the riffraff, the moochers in the cigar blog community or whatever you call it.
Right.
But those people qualify just like I do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a moot point.
Right.
So it boils down to we want $150. So I'll just say you want $150. I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I ruffled some feathers and offended some people personally, which definitely wasn't the intent, but
Right.
It was like one guy would say something and everybody was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying too all of a sudden.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like suddenly it was like a Democratic convention, or I don't know. It just was like flip-flopping and...
It's like Apple users.
Well, I'm a flip-flopper on that too.
Well, Tom, let me ask you this, Tom. I'll play devil's advocate. Now, I haven't seen the application. I wasn't mentioned, so it's a new point. But do you think it's besides all the other stuff you said, they just came out and said, okay, we want all bloggers to be a part of IPCPR. You have to pay $150 to become a member, and then that would be the end of it. Would you be okay with that if that was just the point, if they just came out and said that? Or do you think there really is an issue with a lot? I mean, listen, there's cigar weasels out there, period.
Right.
You're not going to stop them, period. It's always going to be there. But do you think that they're trying to do something good by bloggers because they do have respect for bloggers? Or do you think it's just to collect the money?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably a combination of everything because, attendance is down. Retailers aren't flocking there like they used to. I mean, IPCPR has almost become old hat. Have you ever lost a cigar deal because you didn't go to IPCPR?
Never.
All right. So, you know what I mean? If they just need the income, then I understand that. They're a business.
Okay.
So.
It could be.
So if they said we need the we're going to need you guys to start paying. I respect that.
Right.
Now,
Now,
to play devil's advocate.
well, for both of you, I'm still going to play it. Do you think IPCPR is still relevant in today's cigar world?
What do you think of that?
I don't think they are relevant.
Now, what about they claim to fight legislation against tobacco?
Well, yeah.
Or do they dump all their money into the show when they really don't invest anything into it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
And then you guys...
They don't do nothing for me.
Right.
So,
And then
as far as my business is concerned, if I want to go to the show, you have to belong to the ICPR there. But I don't go to the show. I don't lose anything. I still get the deals that they get up there.
Right.
So I don't get free cigars if I don't go. That's all. But I still get all the deals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
do they fight for us? I don't know. I think if all the vendors got together and had their own website where they could fight, they'd probably do just as well.
Now, I don't know where CRA fits into all that. I don't know where Cigar Rights of America. I don't know. If they can take that solely without IPCPR. I don't know.
I don't
know the big picture of the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I'm just seeing it from like a guy with a website.
No, I understand. Absolutely. That's why, I asked you, because, besides Stogie 401, Mike and I both are part of another website, different websites, but, it's to me, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm kind of on the fence, and I think the people that put it together, their intentions were good. I just think some of the things were worded a little wrong.
Right.
But I think their intentions were good, and I personally think, like you said before, anybody can have a review site. Anybody can sit in front of a camera and say, okay, this is this is that. It's just an opinion of everybody's opinion. But I do think that a lot of sites out there, a lot of people, new smokers, really flock to those sites to get some information. It's like you said, So Your Review started it out. Those are the guys, and everybody's following behind. It's the truth, and those guys led the path for people like myself and yourself. And I think we all need to band together, and even if we don't agree on everything, we as a cigar community with bloggers and manufacturers and B&Ms, and we need to group together, and that's the only way we're going to win all these fights, because going back and forth with each other, it doesn't get anything resolved. It really doesn't. That's my opinion, my 2 cents.
Well, On Twitter, I mean, I can't help myself, man. It's just too easy to get people going, and it's very enjoyable because you could call me any name you want, and I don't care because it's Twitter. Give me a break.
Yeah.
It's freaking Twitter.
Twitter is taken a little too seriously.
Yeah, who cares? You close the, tweet deck and life goes on.
Absolutely.
It's really irrelevant.
Real life. I agree with you 100%. Well, Tom, listen, I'm glad that you answered the question. I'm glad that, and I want to throw this out there real quick. Anybody that, from IPCPR or anybody that, helped create that application wants to come on to Stogie 411 and discuss it further, we're more than happy to have you on. Just send us an email and we'll be glad to, get you on the show. And, I just want to throw that out there. So, that's pretty much what I got for IPCPR, Tom, without, I didn't ruffle your hair too much.
No, well, I'm in a mellow mood. I mean, you catch me on a bad day, I probably could have went on and took up the whole show.
Right.
But in the end, I mean, at the end of the day, like when I lay down and go to sleep, I honestly don't care about any of it.
Right.
But I can't help but have an opinion of some type, and Twitter is just there begging me to piss people off.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody's got an opinion. And it's plain and simple. That's really all, all it is an opinion.
I mean, obviously, if I acted like this in real life, I'd be committed, It's
Probably. Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Mike, you got any questions for the fine gentleman over here?
What are you guys smoking these days? What's one of your, or a couple of your favorite smokes that you are going through?
My father, Christoph, Illusion, Oya de Nicaragua, Antonio.
I've been doing those as well.
Yeah.
All of those.
Yeah. And of course the Casa Magna. It's
the old standbys.
Old standbys, yeah.
The Colorado.
Yeah, I like them a little better.
The Oscuro?
Yeah.
The dark one?
But most of my customers like the Colorado.
I like the Colorado a little better. I smoke all of those you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Lately. A lot of Christophs. I like Bradley. I like to throw in there.
I like Bradley. Absolutely.
CAO sometimes.
Yeah.
Kind of a budget friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the La Traviata.
Albaton.
I do an Albaton in the morning.
Yeah, love the Albaton.
There's probably more.
Now, how many cigars do you guys smoke a day?
I've been smoking 3 to 4.
I usually do like one in the morning, and I'll do one after dinner or something like that. But on the weekends, or if I'm trying to do a review, it could go up to 3 or 4. I mean, it just depends.
Right.
Depends on my workload on the site, to be honest. Depends on how caught up I am.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, what are some of the things, if there is anything, I'm sure there's got to be something. So, what are some of the things that aggravate you with the cigar industry?
Well, the only one actually is our distributor, well, I can call them distributors because, like for instance, JR and the other big ones that they really screwing the little cigar guy. Cigars International. They all own. One is owned by General, the other one is Altadas. And sometimes I think they're trying to put us out of business. And our Congress people and the senators, they're not doing the damn thing about it, and they should. They should make them pay taxes, and if they're going to ship out, and make them pay, and stop all the baloney, giving them all these big deals where the guy comes in and says, "Oh, I bought this cigar, this Gurkha for $4," or the different cigars that they can buy and get these deals. So my answer to those people saying, "Hey, you're buying seconds, period." I don't care. You're buying cigars that are either seconds. They're giving you deals, and then some of them come in and say, "Yeah, I bought this cigar, man. I bought this one from you, and I bought some from JR or Altadas, the other
Cigar.com and all those.
Cigars International.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, you're right. Your cigars tasted a lot better. I said, well, one reason might be they're not properly humidified, for instance. I got guys that got dry cigars from them.
Mm-hmm.
Others got them with bugs.
Yeah.
So what my hope was that they come in here and stop buying from the internet.
Right.
Because it's not right what they're doing. And what I heard when I was in Vegas 4 years ago, what I heard Altadas say, and they didn't give a shit about the little guy. Right in front of a ton of people.
Yeah.
And that doesn't go well.
No,
So,
that's bad.
And also, I've noticed buying online, I get fewer duds, fewer defective cigars in your local.
yeah.
Buying from your local tobacconist.
Yeah, that's I think that's because the tobacconist, he's more passionate, in my opinion, about it, and he's taking care of the proper humidification because, this is his livelihood. I'm not saying it's not their livelihood. I'm just saying he's more passionate about it, of being
Right.
than
And I agree with that.
And I can take a plug stick back to Ed, and he'll make the manufacturer eat it.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll send the cigar back and say this,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm happy.
Oh, I'll call up the vendor and tell them, hey, I had a bad batch of JFR cigars.
Mm-hmm.
They were all exploding. They were all terrible. But there was one box that I got. I called them up and told them about it, but they take care of it.
Right.
And on the customer's end, they just see Ed's face. I went to Ed's shop. He fixed it. That's all I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's my end of it.
I make it good, and that's very important to the customer.
Absolutely.
And so in that case, they'll always come back here and remember that.
Absolutely.
Precisely.
Now, what do you think, Ed, without in the shop, with the pricing, like you were talking about with the big one-line distributors? I know a lot of them are here in Pennsylvania. We have no tobacco tax here. But do you think there should be something put into place where the manufacturers make the bigger guys stick to an MSRP selling price?
Absolutely. Oh, I wouldn't even mind if they discount them 20%, because I do that here. But when you give a customer cigars and they're getting that for like a 40% discount, I think that hurts the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
You could make a significant profit on that. I mean,
Right.
you go out of business.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
Yeah, being so small, you couldn't make a living like that.
No, absolutely not.
Another.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to. Jersey J had a good question for Ed. Do you have a house blend? And if not, are you thinking about bringing one in?
No, I don't have one. I have not found. I've tried a few. I have not tried anything that I would want to sell to my customer as my house blend.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, Tom, cigar choice. He's Perigity, I'm assuming. He told me that's who he was, so I'm probably saying his name wrong, so I'm horrible with that. If you watch Mike Stogies, you know that. But anyways,
like Perigity.
He has a question. He wants to know, do you have a set schedule for your reviews, or do you just throw them up there?
I try to be consistent. I think when like the Cigar Nut and probably you too, when we first met, when you first started up, I was always like, be consistent, so people can say, well, MikeStogies.com, I always know I'm going to get a review on this day and this day.
Yep.
Stogie review, whatever your site is.
Absolutely.
So I try to do like a Tuesday and a Friday, or at least. I mean, I don't want to do too many reviews because I just don't think I could be fair, to a particular cigar. So I try to do a couple a week. I'll screw up. I mean, I'm not perfect, obviously.
Right.
But no, my blog exists mainly for selfish reasons. I mean, I reference it to see what I like, and don't. That's really the whole intent of the whole thing.
Right.
So
Keep a running track for yourself. Now, tell people how your review process goes. I mean, do you smoke 5, 10, 1, 2?
it depends. I've smoked as few as 2. I've smoked as many as 5. It just depends on the consistency of the cigar, I think. I mean, if I smoke 2 cigars and they're both totally different, you know, I should probably smoke more. Or at least put in the review. You know, like you do with first impressions. Well, I've only had one of these. I do those.
Right.
So it's just minimum 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3.
Okay.
So rarely do I have to go higher than that. I mean, cigar manufacturing is pretty nailed down. I mean, it's, you don't get too often where
They got it down to a science.
it's not often you smoke like a CAO La Triviata and it's totally different than the last one, you know. It's
Right.
so 2 to 3.
Cool. So let's see. We'll do a dual question for both of you. Same question, a little different. Tom, anything new? Anything coming up? Changes that you could tell anybody with Tom Cigars? And anything new? Anything changes with St. Pete Cigars?
No changes.
No changes.
No changes.
He's had a pretty big change.
Can't you lie and make one up?
We maintain with our cigar events every other month now. Last year I did them every month, and I cut that out. That was too much.
Yeah.
But this year I went to every other month, and basically no other changes.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing as far as maintaining the cigar events and running the business basically the same way.
Cool.
I would still work 6 days a week. Once in a while I got a day off.
Sometimes I work for him.
Sometimes Tom works for me.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's it. That's my philosophy.
It's entertaining the look of disappointment when people come into your shop and you're not here and I am.
So they probably think you're robbing them. That's
I don't know if I am, and they're bummed out.
So, Tom, what about you? Anything coming? Anything changing on Tom Cigars? Anything different? Anything you're thinking about?
I'm pretty stagnant and boring, man. I review cigars. I mean, I'm not like here to make a big splash. Obviously, my statistics probably reflect that.
Yeah.
I'd probably need to work on setting a schedule with it a little better.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would like to see more of you guys back, more of your videos back up on SR where you were.
Definitely. Or at least
one of the things I enjoyed. So I would like to see it.
Or at least take my own advice and be consistent about it, like whether it's every month or whatever.
Exactly.
So we'll lock it in. We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
We just got to find out a time that's comfortable. It's now that he's got this new shop, man. Whenever we set up for a review, it's editing hell, man. People are walking in.
It's that doorbell. Ed, get rid of the damn doorbell.
There's people punching them in the face. It's all kinds of weird stuff out. So we got to lock in a time and just a less hectic time.
Yeah.
We're closed now. It's fine.
Right.
Now, Ed, for you were talking about the events that you hold there. How do those events help for your shop? I mean, do they help bring more customers in for you, or do you still see the normal, everyday, run-of-the-mill people?
Well, we got a lot of customers, so we see mostly the same faces, some new faces here and there, and basically you see a few new faces each time you have an event, but not many. And the reason we get a lot of people in here is because we serve food with our events.
Mm-hmm.
We have a great friend of ours that's a lawyer here, and he sponsors our food. And so it helps everybody.
Right.
All right, I just saw something that I noticed here I got to address. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ed or Tom, have you ever been in the store and felt the need to reach for your gun? So, Walt from Stogie Review asked that. Have you ever felt the need to grab your gun?
I felt one time, yeah.
Me too, man, when I was working in your shop.
I had two guys in here that they looked like they belonged probably to one of the big gangs. One of them had a big tattoo from here to here,
right,
about a finger thick, with sunglasses. He didn't say a word. I jumped out of my back office and ran up to them and said, "Hey, what's up?" and I didn't hear a beep. I said, "What can I help you get?" And the guy looked around, the one with the tattoo looked around, saw the cameras, and didn't say a beep and walked out. Then the other one said he was looking for a cognac cigar. So I went around the counter, and I got real close to him, and I stayed very close with my eyes in his eyes, and he kept looking at the cigar, but I saw him look down with his eyes to my side, you know, see if I was carrying.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Well, I'm going to go and call my friend, see what cigar it was." And as he turned, I turned with him at the same time, just in case I saw something, you know, where I can push him and get him away. And but that was one time that I thought that I would have to do that. Yeah.
That's a little worse than what I had. I just had a real drunk guy, and he was grilling me about Cuban cigars, and
Oh, yeah.
he was just kind of menacing and threatening it. But I kind of took Ed's template and kind of stayed near him. But I kept my hand back on my gun. I mean, I could have just went boop boop and just dropped him. So
Wow.
it wasn't that bad. It was a fleeting moment of 5 minutes of uncomfort.
Yeah. Wow.
But I'm a little more paranoid.
He was drunk, though.
I don't know what
He would be an easy one.
he had a look in his eye, man. Like he could have flipped on me and just tried to rob the place, or I don't know. Or I'm just paranoid.
He's probably
paranoid.
Oh.
Well, I can't fight, so.
I'm 65. I can't fight now.
You can fight. I was there that day. You can fight.
Guaranteed if I punch you'd win. So I have no good stories.
All right. Well, listen, we're getting down to about the last 10 minutes or so of the show. Is there any more questions in the chat room? Or Mike, do you have any more questions? I'm pretty well fresh out of questions.
Yeah, I'm pretty well stuck down too. Oh, I can ask. I can put Ed on the spot a little bit, and Tom too.
Ooh, there we go.
Wait,
CRA. Do you think it's a good organization? Do you agree with what they're doing? Do you support them?
I don't think you.
I'm not familiar with them.
Well, it's Cigar Rights of America. Mike on the right side.
Okay.
He talked to us a little bit about
that. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So they're a small organization. I don't really participate in them. I don't know about you.
No, I have not, and I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm sure what they're doing is something good for the industry.
I've talked to I can't remember the guy's name. He's one of the big wigs for CRA.
Brian Berman?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him at a cigar show. Zycar brought me into a nice cigar show. And they're good people. I mean, they seem like they genuinely have whatever their agenda is. It seems like it's coming from a good place. I just don't have any facts.
Yeah, they're trying. I mean, I'm an ambassador for New York State. They're trying everything they can to fight for your rights. It's a struggle. It's hard, and people don't realize, like, well, what have they really done? Show me what they've changed in laws and that. And, they've changed things. They've helped get your voice out there because, you can't, if one person standing in the crowd and yells something, you don't hear them. But if the masses start yelling the same thing, you hear them. So it's about coming together. Again, it comes back to what I said before. It's about our cigar bloggers in this cigar industry. Everybody needs to work together and not fight with each other. If we can work together, things will change. Things will get better.
But drama's so much fun sometimes.
Well, if we get Obama out of there, maybe.
Okay, Matt, make sure that gets edited out, please. We don't need Secret Service here.
For the record, I hate Obama too, just for the record.
Oh, man.
I knew this was going to be one of those shows. I was prepared.
Screw Obama.
Teresa J had a question for Ed about your move. When you moved to the cigar shop across the way, have you noticed any difference? Sales feedback from customers?
Yeah, it looks like the 15% above what I've done in the past is pretty much by expanding. Yeah.
Nice.
More customers, a lot more people hanging out.
It's better selection too. You carry a lot of
Got a lot better selection.
If you guys look at my site, not to plug, but I got a tour of Ed's shop from when he was in a little shop.
Right.
Through through stages of moving into the shop. So it kind of has common sense when you see it.
Yeah.
That you get better.
We will have a link up to both of your sites as well in this post, just so you know, so people can go to both your sites.
Oh, there's another thing for Ed. Are you planning on doing any online ordering?
You mean selling?
Yeah. Are people going to be able to order
not
online?
Really. I do some, but not very much.
Ed kind of does an old school approach where
I figure this way. I'm settled. I make a living, a good living, and I'm not looking for any more. You know what I mean? It's
right.
At 65, I'm not looking to expand more or do any more business that I'm doing at the moment.
Okay.
All right, cool.
But you can call him and he'll gladly sell you.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, if there's no more questions, we're pretty much at the end of our show here. We ran about almost an hour here. I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Ed for joining us for our first episode of the B&M Blogger. It was a pleasure talking to both you guys as always.
Caught me in a mellow mood, man.
I know we did. It's probably a good thing. Uh-oh, look at that. This video's going. It's probably a good thing we're ending the show.
No, somebody flipped the lights.
But,
yeah. Sorry to disappoint all you guys expecting a round.
No. You were well behaved, Tom. I'm very impressed. Thank you.
PG,
buddy, PG. But really, it's been an honor, guys. I appreciate it. And you're always welcome to come on Stogie 401 anytime you want.
Say the word, man.
Thank you very much also for having me on.
Matt wants to know, he wants it. Ed, what's the phone number to your shop?
727-381-9027.
There we go. Oh, one quick question. East Coast Cigar wants to know, is Tom and Michael sisters?
I'm going bald. I'm balder than Mike, so.
It's always the hair.
It's always he said, I mean brothers. You trying to take it back now.
Yeah. I see.
Sisters. All right, guys. Well, we're going to let you go, and we appreciate you coming on. We'll make sure that we put a little note in our post to both your websites, so if anybody wants to go to Ed's shop and purchase cigars, give Ed a call or check out his site, and always get over there and sponsor Tom, sponsor a fellow blogger. He's working hard.
StPeteCigar.com.
Yeah, that's StPeteCigar.com and TomCigar.com.
I have both your graphics up on the screen this whole time, so hopefully people...
It's been a pleasure, gentlemen.
No,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
I'm glad. Thanks
Bye.
for the crowd out there. See ya.
All right, everybody. That was Tom from TomCigars.com and Ed from StPeteCigars.com.
And I just noticed I got to do another screen cap area for when that happens.
Oh, well, we want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room, and we want to let you know the next live show will be June 25th. We will be back on our Saturday show at 7 p.m., and we will have Skip and Mike from the Cro-Magnon Cigar Company. So make sure you guys join us for that show. It should be an interesting show. As always, we thank you guys for tuning in, because if you don't tune in, we don't have a show, period. Hope you like the new intro. Matt worked hard on that. I want to give a shout out to Matt Morona for working hard on that intro. Thanks, buddy. And Mike worked his butt off to get the new background up on Ustream to look like our website. So I hope you guys like that as well.
Yeah,
anything you want to add, Mike?
No, just hopefully everybody liked the changes. We're trying some different things out, different program, and hopefully everything will get better as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. We're trying a whole bunch of different software and hardware. We're doing everything we can to get this show to a real professional look. So we're getting there. Just stick with us. I think you're going to see this radio cast is going to grow.
Yeah, RadioCast. There we go.
That's it, baby. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for Stogie 401. As always, thank you again. And don't forget, June 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Skip and Mike, Cro-Magnon Cigar.
Wait a minute. Did you say 7?
7 p.m. Did I say 7?
Yeah, I think you said
I
7.
screwed up. Yeah, I'm sorry. 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
Ooh, live show screw up.
1 p.m. 1 p.m. I'm all screwed up, man. 1 p.m. 1 p.m.
Eastern time.
New background.
Hey, it's my basement. It's live. It's real life, baby.
Yeah, that's 1 p.m. Eastern, guys. Sorry about that. I screwed that up. The 7 o'clock show's got me a mess. So, censored your podcast. I'm telling you, Matt, that's the new word. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We got a lot of work to do after this. So, again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we will see you June 25th at 1 p.m. We're out.
Bye-bye.